it's not very fun to date men who are like, well, the only person you got is me, so here I am. Nobody wants to date that. Ew.
The reason why men think that they are superior to women is because women are the enforcers of the patriarchy.
These men on social media tell you, which is, yeah, you got to cook for him, make sure that you're looking your best at all times. It's like, which one is the truth?
Men are not dumb. Men are not stupid. Men are intelligent.
What if the man cannot create the environment for a woman to be submissive? What? Man can't, make that environment. A woman's not going to be submissive.
Stop taking advice from your single friends about your relationship. Go to people who've been in healthy relationships.
Easier as a woman when you realize that men are not dumb. Men are not stupid. Men are intelligent. Men are smart, and they're intentional. And with that being said, they know what they're doing. He heard you the first time. When you had that conversation with him about something you didn't like, he heard you, and he did it again because he doesn't care. It's not because, oh, he just doesn't know, or maybe I just need to give him another chance or more time or more. He knows he hurt you. He knows he's going to hurt you again. He does not care. He does not care. Men respond to consequences. They don't respond unless they're being hurt or they're not getting what they want in the situation.
You can't hurt the man when everybody is just giving it out like they had money for 200,000 navigators, right? And they went into a schoolyard and it's 10 kids. And the men are the kids, right? And you have too much navigators. So you keep giving out all the navigators to the kids, right? And that's the vagina. You get an annihilator. You get an annihilator. You get an annihilator. What do you think is going to happen to those kids? They're going to get tired of candy. They're going to sit around and go, I think I don't want any candy anymore. Or I think I don't care about the candy, not if I don't want it anymore. Because candy's always good, right? But I don't think I want it as much, or I don't think I'm feeling for it. I don't yearn for candy, right? So you females saying, oh, I'm going to keep it to myself and I'm going to do that. It's not working because you're doing it to the guys who get all the candy. I got to say this, right? As soon as you ladies realize, like I remember I saw a lady, I believe was from the Middle East, right? This is actually a video I'm going to be doing later because I'm going to put this one first. And then she said, I went celibate for 2 years. And when she did it, she didn't do that to not give it to the right man. She was dealing with nonsense men, right? So when she went celibate, she started listening, not just looking, not just saying, oh, he's attractive, I want him. She started listening to what men say, right? A lot of you ladies don't listen. You don't engage. And that's a problem. Because as you said, men aren't dumb. And if you're just giving it out, men gonna keep taking it. If not from you, from someone else.
Understand why men used to feel so superior to women. But the older I got, coming through middle school, high school, and even college, it finally started to click and it finally started to make sense to me. The reason why men think that they are superior to women is because women are the enforcers of the patriarchy. That's why. Who is the main person that is making you feel shame about the hygiene Olympics? It's a woman. She's the main one. Who is the main person that's making you feel bad about what you're wearing and if it's too promiscuous? It's probably another woman. How many times has a girl in high school tried to make you feel like you were a whore because you probably went on a couple dates? She doesn't know if you slept with the dude. How many girls have started rumors about other girls? How whenever they start a new civilization?
No, that's not what's happening. She must be drunk. I think she drinks a lot. Something's off. She looks very disheveled. She's at work, but I believe she's a chef. I can tell, that's what they wear, the hair nets to keep the hair from going into food. But you seem like you work a lot, right? You don't know what's going on. Because ladies, when they say, hey, ho, that's because they know that girl is slopping on the knobs. They doing it together. It's a term of endearment. I don't know what rock she's been hiding under, but let's continue.
They need to grab a group of women who want to take on their ideologies, and then they go on from there and completely start a new civilization. Women are the enforcers of a lot of the patriarchy that we go through. And it's not like they want to stop. How many pick-me's are there? Too many. Too many. Anytime you say you want to dismantle patriarchy, why is it that we have no juniors as women? Why is it that you go through 9 months of laborious pain to have labor pains, and in the end, just for you to give your son or your son your father, he's a junior, and then when you have a daughter, she's not a junior. She's just a regular girl with a regular name. Like, we participate in these things, and then we wonder why they think they are superior than us, because you don't want to stop. You quite literally give your power away. How many times are women saying that they want to be boy moms? You don't know. Why would you want to be a boy mom? You're not a boy. You're not a man. You're not a man. You're not a man. Why do you want to be a boy mom so bad? Why? Why is it that whenever a woman...
I can't let that play anymore because it goes on. Guys, it's not even half of the video. That goes on for probably like another 3 minutes. I won't let you guys hear it. Right? All she wants to do is spill feminist propaganda. You know what she's saying? You guys already know. If you don't watch me, you don't know. I'm woman, hear me roar. Shouting it to the mountaintops. But what you're saying made no sense. Like, you just spitting feminist propaganda. You don't even understand how females are. This is what's happening, guys. What? You just talking. She's just saying a bunch of words. Like, oh, this sounds good. The girl's going to get behind me now. Like, come on, stop it.
Get some help.
Yesterday, giving black women a little bit of dating advice. And one of the things that I will, that I've peeped, right? Because I rarely give out dating advice. Because I'm not a dating guru or dating expert myself. But one of the things that I peeped is that a lot of people, when you're a black woman and you're dating, people will try to take advantage of racism. And it's not very fun to date men who are like, well, the only person you got is me, so here I am. Nobody wants to date that. Ew. And when you're a young black woman and you're dating, I pray that you never encounter this personality type, but there seems to be a lot of that running around. You will find that damn near everywhere you go. And sometimes, I find that young black girls are like buying relationships. They're like constantly spending all their money trying to keep the person, liking them. They're overly performing, and everybody keeps telling us, hey, that's not your role as a woman. That's what the man is supposed to be doing, regardless of what's going on outside. You have people that when you encounter them as a young black woman, they will feel like they're doing you a favor. And it's like, that, what? So that's why when I give you dating advice, it's going to be very much holistic and realistic. It won't be, faking. Like, I see the situationships, I see the sneaky links, I see that there's a lot of people pregnant, but there's never. And I know I don't blame that on black women. I know that a lot of that has to do with like social dynamics that have been going on for a very long time over here. And if there's a black woman giving you dating advice and she can't incorporate like realistically what's going on in the community and some of the issues that we're having, that's probably not somebody you should be listening to. I'm not gonna give y'all too much dating advice on here, because my dating advice really is date who likes you only, and don't date men who date everybody. Date men that only like you. And there's a lot of other things I can say, but I don't want to offend anybody.
It's funny because what she said is right. What she said is right. And that's the same thing I'll tell my next fellow man. Date females who like you, and everything she said, right? Because that's how it should be. And what the man said to you is what men know. And sorry, it hurts, but it's a lot different for black men and black females. And what happens is, and this is crazy because you have some black females that are, how can I say it, that are good. There's some good ones out there, and or they'll be good to get with the other side. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna stick to this, right? Everything she said is right, but when she talks about the problems in the community, we can't change that. The men can't change that. The females can't change that. It will happen until the Lord comes back, until he returns, right? But I will say this. It starts with you. And also when men say no fathers in the home, when we said that statement, it's facts. And the fathers that you do have seems wild, but look to a man that's older, knowledgeable, and that has information you can use. But a lot of you ladies don't realize that man is one turn and one flick of the channel. It's not on television.
With horrendous, really bad, really dangerous dating advice, both men and women. Women are being told in a million and one ways that we need to engage in transactional relationships, that our worthiness is dependent on finding a transactional relationship. Men are being targeted typically by accounts ran by women. And it's not necessarily black women, women of all races who realize that they can target particularly black men by regurgitating and peddling in very shallow takes that encourage emotionally harmful behavior. And for all sides of the black digital landscape, it is extraordinarily difficult to outrun this dating advice. Did we see how vast and wide Sprinkle Sprinkle got? Okay. Women are being told that the way to understand the value of their relationship is through material transactions, money and material objects. Men are being told that they have a right to check out and shut down because the one time they shared their emotions, they were not received warmly. Your partner is not meant to be your therapist. It'll be just silly stuff. Men deal with their emotions privately. Men shut down after trying to talk through their emotions and not being heard. Lots of people shut down regardless of their gender. But when you're in a relationship and you stop talking to your partner, that's abusive behavior. On both sides of the spectrum, these people that are peddling in this very harmful dating relationship advice are just trying to sell you on something. Okay? Either they're selling you on a relationship product, they're selling you on following them and sitting on live all day, and again, selling a relationship product, or they're trying to get you to buy into a brand, because in order to get those transactional relationships that are high value men, you need to buy into material goods that they are going to sell to you first. Okay? It's deeply unethical, and it can lead to a lot of harm. If you are in an emotionally healthy relationship and are enjoying yourself, log off the internet. Stop taking advice from the internet. If you are honestly seeking advice, because the dating relationship is not actually the most important relationship in your life, that's the other gag. And people who talk about building out emotionally healthy relationships are not going to fixate on partners. They are not going to fixate on intimate partner relationships. They are going to talk about the bounty of diverse relationships in your life. Because a lot of that relationship advice, a lot of that very negative relationship advice is going to have negative impacts on the people that are closest to you first, your friends and your family, before it ever even happens or impacts the partner. Okay. Yes, I do not like the dating relationship advice that's on the internet. I find it very harmful, especially for African Americans. I do believe in epigenetics. I do believe we're still dealing with the trauma from,
Her
yeah.
mamas.
Okay. Let's just leave it
Trauma
at
from your
that. Thank
mama.
you.
The trauma from your mama, right? That she should have just finished it, but she's not gonna say that. But yeah, guys. See, I'm not one to give it. I'm one to show it, right? From the steps I've taken. And I'm not trying to sell any relationship products. That's exactly why I didn't do the dating site like I was planning to do. What's more important is freedom. I do sell freedom, right? And what do I mean? I show guys how to, if you want to make extra money, or if you want to say, forget everything I'm doing now, and I want to go across these waters and stay. I'm not one that believes in, because I'll tell you the truth, I'm not a passport bro, right? And I don't say that to bash the passport bros. I champion it, right? But I'm one of those guys. When I first came to the Philippines, I never went back.
Black people are being
And I
told.
want to show guys how to never go back, but also how to make extra money. Like, for instance, what I do, I hire people for dollars and turn around and have them make me thousands. And you can make a lot of money doing that. It's wild because when I teach it, I show how you can make the money within 10 minutes of my consultation. You go, wow, I see the money already. But it does take patience. It does take willpower. You're not going to just do what I tell you and it just comes unless you put in the work, right? Of course, you'll do what I tell you to come. Literally, you do what I tell you to come, right? Because I've been doing it for many years. And the wild thing is, I've been doing this before I got on YouTube, right? This is how I made my income. Before I ever made a check from YouTube, I was doing this. So definitely reach out to me. It's worth it. And the wild thing is, I know a lot of guys go to college. They'll go to, or in girls as well, they go to college and they spend 10,000, 20,000, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the wild thing is, I show you how to make that hundreds of thousands immediately. Like right now, I have people trying to hire me and pay me 100,000. Right now, I'm talking to you. They're trying to hire me, and I show, like, for an example, what's going on in the job market right now. When people say they want people with experience, they're talking about people like me. I've been doing what I do since before the millennium. In 1999, when everything was all good and fine, I've been doing what I was doing since then. Definitely reach out to me. It's worth it. And also, I give my package for $100 or less of all of my packages. And I do that because I don't need to rip you off for $500,000 or something crazy like that. It's real help. Reach out to me. Link in the description.
You need to listen to this. And if you're not, you can just scroll past. Stop taking advice from your single friends about your relationship. Go to people who've been in healthy relationships for more than 5 years. Go to married people. But your single friends, there are exceptions, but your single friends will give you the worst advice. The worst advice. Hey, the thing about women, they're always trying to prove what a bad bee they are to their friends. They will give you advice to do things that they would never do in their own goddamn relationships. What's the worst advice you've ever received from a friend when you were in a situation in your relationship and you went to them? Like, what's the worst advice you've ever gotten? I've got so many stories. So many. So many.
Yeah, but everybody know how that goes. Girls will listen to their friend because their friend have somebody that's a trick, that's showing them the sun and the moon and the stars. But what she said I don't think it's the same with men. Like a man could be single, not married at the time, and give you wonderful dating advice. Why? Because the trauma is with the mama, as the last girl just said, right? The trauma is from their mama. Because their mama, I don't need to get into that. Everybody knows that story. But seriously, on the men's side, it's a different thing. But from a single female, oh no, 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 no. It's not worth it. But let's continue on.
To be completely submissive.
Yeah.
What if the man cannot create the environment for a woman to be submissive? I feel like that's the man's role. And if the man can't, make that environment, a woman's not going to be submissive.
Did you already have sex with this man?
Sure, but sex doesn't foster submission.
What?
Well, sex will be the most ultimate form of submission for women. There's not a higher form of submission because in the act of sex, you are submitting your body and your will to this other individual. So if you're already doing the most highest form of submission, why wouldn't you do a lesser form of submitting, which is listening to your man and being in complete compliance to him?
It's wild, man. But fire, that's the best meme right now to use, right? But seriously, what he said was all so simple. Hey, hey, hey. Lauryn Hill, I had to sing it, right? But ladies, they complicate things. And it's wild because I even said it earlier. I said I talked about a girl that got with a black man. And what did she do first? She stopped giving her body up. Because it is true. That's the biggest form of submission ever. And ladies, a lot of you probably need to go celibate. But I'll tell you one thing that this lady said. She said, as soon as I met my man, I gave it up to him. And why is that? Because of what he was saying, right? What he was showing. If a man is showing you he's about his business, because there's a lot of guys out there that's on the grind. You know what men are starting to do right now? Men are saying, I'm staying to myself. I'm going to work out, gym, work, grind, and do what I need to do. And I got a plan. Ladies need to start dealing with a man with a plan. And the reason why I say that, but what's happening in the community? What are they saying? Don't deal with a man with a plan. The shoulda, coulda, woulda, woulda, goulda, woulda. Get the man that's gooder. Because a knocker that woulda and shoulda, coulda, and wonder why they in turmoil.
Coaches makes me realize why black women struggle so much in dating. So I'm single and dating, so I follow a lot of dating coaches. Shout out Coach Anwar, shout out to Sia, all the goats. And a common theme that I see around dating coaches, even a lot of the men coaches, is that what they tell you to do really is just to sit back and let a man show you who he is, not to perform for him, not to go out of your way, not to do the most. Just sit back and see what it is that he's going to give you. And as black women, we're taught that you always have to be the best. You have to be, 2 times as good to get half of where they are. You always have to have the best grades. You always have to look a certain way. You always have to be put together. So naturally, when in dating, in order to get a person that actually does things for you, you have to sit back and receive. Of course we struggle with it. It quite literally goes against everything that we are taught coming up. And even just listening to how a lot of men met their wives and what attracted them to their wives was the fact that their woman didn't put up with their BS. She just sat back and kind of let him do things for her. And he naturally wanted to do that because he cared about her. What's also funny is the juxtaposition of that versus what a lot of these men on social media tell you, which is, yeah, you know, you got to cook for him, you got to clean for him, you know, you always got to make sure that you're looking your best at all times. It's like, which one is the truth? I'm going to go with the dating coaches and the married people, but I don't know. That's just me, though.
No. See, and that's what I was talking about, right? Yes, you should look your best all the time. You should. Why? Why is that, right? Because these are men that are men. Ladies, I know how you want to feel, because you can tell from the lady that's the feminist with the head wrap on, right? She wanted to be one way when it's the other. Look, you're never ever going to demolish the patriarchy. That's Satan's lie that he's trying to push on you, ladies. It's crazy, but that's never going to happen. What am I gonna sing? What's that song from James Brown? Hold up. I feel like I gotta stand up. It's a man's world. Dun, dun, dun. It's a man's world. Dun, dun, dun. Room won't be nothing. Ladies, it's always gonna be. We love you though. We do.
Stay single. And y'all not gonna believe what number 1 is, but y'all gonna have to stick around to see what it is. Number 5, they enjoy their independence. Peace is hard to give up. And baby, once you got that peace, it ain't nothing like it. Number 4, high standards. Settling isn't the goal. Nobody just want to say, I just got a man just to say it. Number 3, focusing on themselves. Career, healing, goals. You can't be right for nobody if you ain't right for yourself. Number 2, dating burnout. Too many bad experiences. Sometimes you just get exhausted and you know what? You be like, I can do bad by myself. And number 1, they're tired of potential. They want consistency and not promises. We need somebody that's going to do, not somebody that's only talking. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. But of course, if you're with a man, he just talking. Why would you stay? Right? Why would you stay? A man has to be doing, because that's what gets results. But you know what's starting to happen? Understand it, ladies, and that's why all of these videos are made. That's why so many men are watching it, because you know what men are doing? Men are saying, I need to be by myself and focus on what I need to do by myself. And you know what men are finally feeling? Peace, serenity. Men want serenity and peace, and they find it now.
Couldn't agree more.
That community really does need to be studied.
Decent. Mind you, decent is the new standard, and it's sad.
You would think that when you see a video that is talking about an epidemic of single women, that those women would then take the time to reflect, like, hey, what is it that we're doing? That all of us are here single.
Where are the men? Where are the men?
Too many women are following in the footsteps of other women that have led to their singleness, assuming that it's not going to lead you also to singleness.
To put up with this shit. I don't mean some of us are happy with being single.
We know a lot of y'all aren't happy with being single. If we're trying to get a man and that man does not want us, but all these other ones do, that's because those men are on your level, babe. And the one up there isn't.
When y'all see a good man, y'all want them. That's another issue. We'll get into another video.
Why do we have to get into that in another video? Why can't we get into that right now?
She said it, not me.
How a man respected my boundaries and treated me well. And every single man in the comments was saying either I'm lying about the story, or the man is actually married and taking a break from his wife, or he's cheating on somebody else to treat me well. That means the men are saying this because they don't believe there's good men. Because why, when I say I was treated well by a man, every single man is saying, no, something's wrong here. That can't be right. I beg your finest pardon. I believe them. I believe the men. I say, hey, a man treated me well, and no man believes it's true. I think that's a sign. I think that's a sign.
Man, the girls that can be tricked out of their vagina, right? You're looking at one right now on the screen that says, listen to the men. If you can hate your way into some vagina, it's not worth sticking around. This is one here. Just listening to what she said, her explanation, it reads airhead. Don't you know men know airheads when they see them? I'm looking at you, all I heard was hollowness. Coo, coo. I said, whoa, is the birds in here? Oh, birds in here. What do you know? Is there birds in here? Bird brain? Do you understand? Bird brain? Hollow head? Guys, and this is a lot of, and what happens is a lot of ladies don't even care. Thank you guys for watching. We at the end of the video. Be sure to subscribe. I put a lot of thought into what it is that I do every day, because the dating advice, you see that everybody loves is keeping most of them single. She's even getting dating advice from men that most likely want to beat a man treated her good. That's not being done. The men that want to beat, that's not good men. Convinced her. It's over, guys. Thank y'all for watching. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.